Hi guys, Adam here. I'm going to go over the Melbourne Rampage. So I don't think I've got any viewers at the moment, but that's okay. It'll be uploaded to YouTube as a whole video. So I'll just go over it by myself and try and collect as much information I can about this event. So I'm going to be watching a few of the videos that I found about the Melbourne Rampage, and from there we might be able to find some indiscrepancies or find out the truth behind this. So I'm just going to get straight to it. I'm going to get some links up. These hangouts are prone to being sniped, so I'm going to have to try and figure out how to get around that at the moment. So just give me a little while I try and get some videos up that might help. I think that video will be a start anyway. We'll get one video up as the start to start it off. Here we go. Yeah, just do that. All right, now screen share. Present to everybody. We're going to get a bit of inception right now. And here we go. So we'll hide that. Yeah, like I said, this is going to be the Melbourne Rampage. Going over it live. Going over as many videos as I can at the moment. And we'll try and put them all in the same place. It's obviously going to have my voiceover. So if you were looking for the sound of these videos and just the sound, maybe you should collect them yourselves, download them and whatnot. But I'm going to go over as many as I can in the one show. So we'll go to this video that I found, VidMe. Can't remember. There we go. Ancestral Reflections video. And here we go. We'll enlarge it. And we see that this is Melbourne, the city, I think it's the heart of the city as well. So the event starts on a main intersection, and then you see a red maroonish car, or maroonish red colored car, come past here and then mounts the curb here and then enters the footpath and proceeds to drive down a busy walkway. There's obviously no sound in this video. There we go. We see the red maroonish color car come up, mounts the curb, and these cars that are following it are undercover police officers. So we see the car's already mounted the curb, and it drives through this walkway. And it then leaves back onto the street. This is a zoomed in view. We see the same footage, just zoomed in, and we see there that there is a guy that falls over right here, but it's not by being hit by the car. He's falling over, and we see the person driving the car actually swerves to avoid hitting them, and then leaves the area. We can see him do some type of a fishtail then, and then it pauses, so we don't get to see which direction he went. And it looks like he was turning a left, taking a left there, but I can't be sure because he was already doing what looked to be fishtails. So I'll keep this video up, and I'll go to YouTube now, and I'll just add in the Melbourne Rampage, and we'll go from there, and we'll start to collect as many videos as we can. Oh, can't spell. Sorry about that. Yes, recorrect it and search for the right thing. Might help out a little bit. Here we'll go just straight off the top, and if I replay the same video, I'm sorry about that. A lot of videos have been re-uploaded and whatnot, so we might go over the same video, but we'll try and analyze it accordingly. We'll do a pause, see if I can get better settings. 720p. Doesn't really change much. So here we go. We see this guy, Demetrius Solanopoulos, I think. I'll have to get that correctly. I'm sure I'll see his name throughout this, so I'll recorrect myself as I go along. And there's very odd things that other people have already pointed out, and I'll go over their videos. I'll end up playing their videos during this live stream. Some of them are 40 minutes long and whatnot, but they're informational in their own ways. PK Truth, he's pointed out that this person seems to be what would be a director of some sort. He also points out several different cars that are acting very suspiciously, that are on the side of the road, that could be undercover police officers that have blocked off this intersection for this to occur. Because in such a busy intersection, you'll see that cars do try to still go through the intersection. They are unfazed by this person, the people in the cars. They just try and go on their merry way. And it seems that the police are a part of this in some type of way, because they already had prior knowledge due to the fact that they've placed cars on every part of the intersection to try and block traffic from intervening in this. We see this guy hanging out of the car like a bit of a Fruit Loop. There we see two young fellas run in, and they've got a baseball bat. They hit the car, and then pointed out in another video, you notice that it's off screen now, but the camera angles, there's so many people taking different footage of this, and you see the baseball bat being thrown. Then you see this guy, he comes over and picks up the baseball bat. Oh, there you hear the baseball bat then tinging on the ground. Here we see that guy pick up the baseball bat. So there's another guy. It's very odd that, you know, the person that owns the baseball bat originally runs up and hits the car. Then he chucks the baseball bat, and then somebody else grabs it off the ground and then starts to walk away. So he doesn't, like, he walks towards them at first, and then he proceeds to walk back to where he come from, which is very odd, sort of taking somebody else's property. And here it is. Here's where the guy enters what would be Swanson Street, I think it is. He enters Swanson Street first, and then he drives down here for a few hundred meters, apparently, and then turns onto Burke Street. And during that time on Swanson Street, he mounts the curb and drives into the footpath. I think he does that once, and then on Burke Street, it looks like they've said that he does it for a longer period of time. So, but there's no actual footage of Burke Street other than, like, say, one or two surveillance cameras that have very limited view. There we see that the undercover detectives trailing him in their cars right here. This is an undercover detective. This one here is too. We'll see the undercover cars. Oh, there we go. We'll go and we will play another video. It's Pedestrians. So we'll just go down the list. This car here, car here has a dash cam going at the moment, so eventually we'll get to see the video from this car directly, and we hear some of the things that are said. We hear the woman screaming and whatnot. She's a bit upset, well, what seems to be upset about the event, and then her boyfriend, if it is, he hops out of the car and you get to see a bit of him in the footage. Here we see the guys with the baseball bat run over. He hits the car, runs back, and then he tries to chuck it. That's around here. There he goes. He chucks the baseball bat, and this guy here gets hit in the leg with the baseball bat. And then he runs back, picks up the baseball bat, as you see here, picks up the baseball bat, while this guy's just doing donuts. He starts to walk back. I think he picks up his shoe then. That's where the baseball bat takes off his shoe. Yeah, see, there we go. You get the pointed it out that this guy here has pointed out the bat, picked up the bat. It looks like he's walking back over to give it to him, but when you watch the rest of the footage, that guy ends up back over this side of the road, and you see the two boys that actually ran over and hit the car. You see them come over and say something to him in other footage. I'm sure that we'll get to that eventually. As you can see here, this guy here is just standing in the middle of the road. We'll go to another clip then. Oh, this one here is victims treated on the footpath as driver goes on Rampage. I guess we'll go into the victim ones. I wanted to go over as many of the car footage as I could before I got onto the victim ones, but yeah, I'll go into the car footage, as many of the car footage as I can before I actually do that.
Was driven to the Alfred Hospital in a critical condition. He presented with stab wounds to the face and the neck. He's currently undergoing surgery in a critical but stable condition. I've been told that he was visiting his mum at the time when he had an argument with his brother. I spoke to a neighbour earlier this morning.
I just heard some loud screaming
and if we notice that looks like a bit of a green screen. I'm not too sure if this lady's even at this place. This looks like they've used a green screen, so they've already had a camera set up here, but she's just in the studio and they've used this green screen to put pre-recorded footage in here. What it looks to be, to me anyway.
Was driven to the Alfred Hospital in a critical condition. He presented with stab wounds to the face and the neck. He's currently undergoing surgery in a critical...
Especially due to the odd lighting and whatnot. It seems to me that this may have been a green screened image that they've used here. So this is from another time and they've recorded it. And then they've now had this reporter in the studio reporting on it like she's on location when she's not actually on location. Seems very odd.
Stable condition. I've been told that he was visiting his mum.
And they obviously knew that this person was there because it's very obvious. He's sitting there talking and yelling. If you can see in the frame, you watch it and you see him yelling. So this person would have already been aware. She acts like she's aware right at the end of the clip, which is more of a staged scenery where they've said to her, act appropriately at the end of your script, turn around to your right and pretend like you're looking at something like the car.
At the time when he had an argument with his brother, I spoke to a neighbour earlier this morning.
I just heard some loud screaming
Later at 26.
See, it seems very odd. She doesn't turn around at all until the end of her report. So she's able to finish her report. She doesn't glance over her shoulder at any time until the point where she's actually finished her script. And it looks like that would have been a part of her script. So I'm not too sure, though. It looks like she wasn't even on location, in my opinion. It looks like this is a green screened image, especially with the weird lighting that's going on and whatnot. All right. And the way that they've tried to stage this. We'll go on to another video. Here we go. We got a 10-minute one.
Hey everyone, this is Joe, Joe in General on YouTube. We've had some breaking news here in Melbourne. Melbourne is where I live, and about an hour ago, we've had one dead after shots fired and a car chase through Melbourne Central Business District. That's in the Burke Street Mall. If anyone's familiar with Melbourne, Burke Street Mall is a pedestrian-only thoroughfare, and we've had someone drive through there and hit people. And apparently one is dead and about 20 are injured. So let's
I'm just going to have a quick look into what he's actually showing. So he's showing other people's footage. All right. I've already really watched all of those, so we can get the same videos are just here. We won't watch that guy's video because he's going into a description and whatnot. And it's really just his opinion. I'm putting my opinion down right now, so there's no use in listening to somebody else that's already made their video. I might do that with PK Truth's videos. I might let him, I might play his videos and then remain silent while he has his say. PK Truth, they seemed to be informational in my opinion. PK's videos, he pointed out several people that had they've acted very suspicious. So as we see, this is the car that I was referring to earlier that's got the dash cam or some type of camera in it.
Ian, oh my God.
He's got it.
No, just stay in the car, Ian. No way, Ian, stay in the car.
There we go. We hear some erratic conversation going on then. We see the undercover police officer here. These cars are the undercover police officers that trail him. Well, one of these is that trail him into what would be Swanston Street and then trail him down into Burke Street.
Ian, stay where you are. There's cops there.
Don't worry, so what?
No.
We see there's a police officer right here that's already telling people to stop and not enter the intersection to let this guy continue to do his donuts and whatnot.
Ian, please.
We hear the door. Then if we go back, we could see some people in that little bit of a frame. But we hear the door then. We see people walking across the road, it looks like. And you hear the door shut. So we know from what was being said that the husband or the boyfriend has hopped out of the car now.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You see this guy, he's acting very strange indeed. He's sitting there waving his arms around with different actions and whatnot. PK Truth has pointed this person out several times now, but just watching the footage myself, I've noticed it too. The gestures he's making, the different things that are being done. You notice that this person, if we can go back just a touch, you see that he's pointing towards the direction that he's going to be going, and it seems that he's looking at this person here for some type of verification that it's time to go, time to leave the area. See, he's pointing, he points, and then that's when the guy ushers him. It looks like he's being ushered. Then you see the police cars follow. You see this is the boyfriend that's hopped out of the car, or the husband, or whatever it is. Here's the guy with the baseball bat. Like I said, he goes back to the other side of the road with the baseball bat. So even though the two original people that ran up to the car and hit the car, it was their baseball bat, I guess. And this guy picked it up, walked back over to them, and then walked all the way over to the other side of the street. So they didn't get their baseball bat back, which is very odd.
Please, get in the car.
Here we see him entering Swanston Street. And so Swanston Street would be this video here. So from here, he drives down, I think it's a couple of 100 meters if we were to get Google Maps up. I'm going to stop screen sharing for a second because I don't know if it's going to show my location. So I'm going to stop screen sharing for a split second, get Google Maps up, and then I will continue. Sorry about this. Google Maps. I think I can go to my history and get this up. So just give me a second, and I'll go into my history and get some of this up. I was doing a lot of research yesterday on this, so hopefully I can get somewhere similar, something similar to what I was seeing yesterday, which was, yeah, I'm at the corner of Swanson and Burke. So all I've got to do now is just go back to the intersection, and I will start streaming again. All right, I think I can start screen sharing anyway right now because it's not showing my location. So there we go. Present to everyone. Hide that. So if we go to here, I'm just going down the road on Swanson Street back to the intersection where it occurred. So this is where it occurred right here. This is where all the donuts were happening. There's a few people up here that were taking footage. There was a person down here that was taking footage. The car that the person hopped out of was here. So we'll stand right about here. And we see some oddities. Here we see all the police cars in the footage following him around to here. So then we go down here onto Swanson Street. This is where he proceeds onto Swanson Street. And if we look at this video again, we can see the tarot cache. So we see tarot cache. So we got to go down Swanson Street until we see the tarot cache. Really, that's how it would have worked. So we go down Swanson Street. See the Hungry Jacks and whatnot. See the Commonwealth Bank. Subway. We see the police turn left here. So the police station's just to the left here somewhere. See the Westpac. I don't think I've missed it. So we have to pass another intersection. We have to drive through another intersection. See the chemist and whatnot. Keep on going down. Here we go, tarot cache. So we've got the tarot cache right here. There's the tarot cache. And so this is where he would have entered the footpath here and then come out somewhere around here. So if we watch this footage again, we'll see. We'll probably have to wait until it gets to the zoomed in one, so we might be able to notice some type of a sign or indication where he enters there. He drives through. Everybody seems to scatter. And then he exits just up there. So here's a zoomed in version of it, where he enters the street. He's driving through. He does not hit anybody. That's what I want to point out right here. He does not hit anybody at all. And you see a person fall down, but then if you keep on watching the footage, you see that same person, the car goes around them, and then you see the person getting up. So this person's not injured at all, but they haven't really said anything happened on Swanson Street. They said that it all happened on Burke Street. So that's very, very weird. we'll see that he sort of exits after the second orange sign. So if we go back, oh, we'll see here. So he goes bang, bang. Or was a bit further than that, I'd say. I'd say it'll be down here somewhere. Maybe here. Or it's probably more likely down here somewhere. More likely probably here that he's exited. He exits, say, here or here, I guess. He would turn into there. And then I think this would be Burke Street, if I'm correct. We'll just go up and see. Yeah, this is Burke Street, so that's what happens. He comes out and then turns left onto Burke Street. And then this is where all the chaos apparently happens. We might see like a surveillance camera, but other than that, all you get to see is the aftermath of that. So I'll leave that on for the moment, this Google Maps. So then we might be able to come back to it at some point if we need some type of a reference point. Just making sure everything's going okay. I'll check the Hangout really quickly. After that, oh, so I'll need to mute myself. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? Yes, this is live, Antonio. If anybody would like the link, feel free to ask now and I could pass it on accordingly. I'm not going to just give the link out, but yeah, if you would like the link and you'd like to join in, feel free. This isn't just for me. This is just my analyzation of what was going on at Melbourne at the time. Going to try and go over as many videos as I can at once just about this particular event. So then I myself can go back over it at a later time and I don't have to sit there and try and find all these videos again and again and again, sort of all in one place. But if anybody would like the link, just let me know in the chat. And I will stop screen sharing and I will pass you the link on. But I'm not going to show the oh no, I think I've shown it then. Well, that's a bit weird. I've shown it anyway now, so I'll probably get sniped or removed from my own Hangout. Spewing. I might have to do this again if that happens, but I guess that's okay. Ha, lucky. I X'd my screen and clicked it. Hopefully I saved it. Let me go back and check. Yeah, there we go. I saved it. Lucky. There we go. I accidentally clicked off. Now I'm back. If anybody, no, I just sniped myself. I accidentally clicked X on everything at once. Just sort of auto closed everything. But that's okay. It gave me a new link, I think, so I'm going to keep on going back. I haven't seen anybody say that they want to join, so I'm just going to continue. Get it over and done with, I think. I will drop the link actually in a few of the places. So just give me a second and I'm going to drop the link to some people. just in case people want to join. I'll go on Facebook real quick. Give it to Antonio. There we go. Some people have the link, so that'll do for now, I think. I don't see anybody else that wants to join, I don't think. There we go. Oh, don't drop my link into Armando's. Don't give the Hangout link to Armando, please. I don't want any of them to come in my chat. Really. They're not very nice people, so I'm here to try and share some information. I'm not here to sing music. All right, now I'm going to get back to it. There we go. Present to everyone. All right, we'll go back now and check. Here we go. What have I got open? Click that off. And here we go. So here we see him do the donuts again. I'll just let a few videos play. This is the dash cam one again, like I was showing before. See people crawl. Oh, now this is the baseball bat part of it. Then he does like 2 more circles.
No way! There's a car! What are you doing here?
You see.
Mom! There's cops there! No!
They seem to be a bit erratic as it is. You see this guy ushering drive 1 more. That looked like, if we go back, if you watch this guy here, he keeps on saying that looks like a keep on driving signal, like maybe keep on going on another circle. Then he does another loop. He keeps on looking over towards that guy. Then he sort of stops. Then he says, go, 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 points. He's pointing. That guy's telling him to go. So it's like this guy here has told him to do what he's done. If you look at that, like if we go back and actually watch the events as they unfold, you see, if you just ignore what she's saying, you see the way that this guy interacts with the other person. You see this guy, he gives a driver signal, so he puts his hands up in some type of a holding the steering wheel signal. Might be indicating to keep on going around. Then he stops here for a second, so that we notice that he sort of stops for a brief second, then hops out, waits for the cars to come up, maybe telling them to hurry up, and then this guy, he tells him go, go, go. So go, go, go. He's ushering the police officers in, and he's also telling this guy to go this way. Where you see that guy is pointing in the same direction that he's going to be going, which is very weird. This guy even gives a nod of his head saying, yes, go that way. Go, go, go. You see this guy, go, go, go. Some type of a director, this person is. You see the guy walking back with the baseball bat. Enters Swanson Street, which is this street. Yeah, he leaves the curb around here. So like I've shown in this video here, he enters the curb on Swanson Street. So we have to go up Swanson Street a bit. So we're going from back here. Well, right back here, he comes all the way down here, enters the curb at where it would be down near Tarakash. So, and then comes all the way up to about here, and then comes out around here, does what looks to be fishtails, and then apparently enters Burke Street. But we don't see the footage of him actually entering Burke Street. So we'll keep him playing. We see this guy too in the red. Another what looks to be photographer, but he's just holding an iPhone, so he might have just been at the event and wanted to capture footage of it, but it's a little bit weird. It's a little odd in itself. So we'll try and find some more footage now. Oh, we got PK's video, so I might just let one of PK's videos play for a little while and sort of analyze what he's doing at the same time. What is this craziness? This is the Melbourne Donut Rampage, just going over the videos that I've seen. I've noticed that PK Truth has been going over the event, and there's some of the footage that they've missed and whatnot, so I'm trying to just put it all into place.
One or two.
We'll go back to the start and we'll let PK's video play.
A few days ago, Melbourne had one of its greatest tragedies ever. The tragedy being that the gullible masses believe this garbage that I'm going to show you. I've taken my time to put out this video. I'm going to, basically this video is just about the donut footage that we see here. I'm going to make this.
I don't know if it's going to be sounding correct. I think it might be double playing, if I'm correct. You'll be hearing PK's voice talk twice. So I don't really want that. I don't really want him to be playing twice. I think I'd have to go into the YouTube Hangout itself, and I would have to go here, I think, maybe add the YouTube app. Add videos to play. Click on add videos to playlist. Where's the add videos to playlist? Ah, there. Okay, so I want to add that video. Didn't play twice? Are you sure? Okay, sweet. Well, I don't need to do that then. I'll just go back and do it properly the way I was doing it. How do I get rid of this now? There we go. Back to normal then. Back to normal. So there we go.
Video. I'm just awaiting on some key information that I need. That's going to be a separate video where I'm going to cover the whole event from start to finish. But like I said, this is just going to be the donut, what I call the sideshow that they had to have. Without this, there was no point even trying the rest of the event. This was their masterpiece. This was the ace in the deck of cards. And what I mean by that, this is my manipulation. I fell for it when I first saw it. Everyone that watches what you see here, because it's real, this happened. It's not a hoax. What you're going to see here with this car is real. It happened on the main intersection in Melbourne, on the corner of Flinders Street and Swanson Street. Like I said, it's mind manipulation. Anyone that sees this will go, wow, this loose cannon, this mentally unstable person who's just an actor, he is in this car, somehow managed to get into that intersection. He's doing these donuts. I don't know how many counted, 6, 7, who knows when this footage started. But then he goes on a wild driving spree down the main part of Melbourne, down Burke Street, supposedly. I'll get onto that in the other video. And knocks down and kills 5 people and injures 20-something more. So what I'm going to, like I said, this is completely staged. This is the sideshow that they needed to just plant in our heads straight away that this guy is a loose cannon and he could do anything crazy.
Yeah, and that's a thing that I wanted to point out too, is when I went and started looking into it, I just went and put in What was it? What did I put in? There we go. New bail conditions, Melbourne, Victoria. So I put this in, and we see here, Melbourne car attack bail law reform announced by Daniel Andrews. So, like, they always say that these events are done because then they can push new laws and whatnot. So when I looked into it, I tried to look for something that they're pushing, and it seems here that they're changing the bail conditions. This person was apparently supposed to be out on bail for already driving offences already, and it looks like they've pushed some type of a law now. I'm not too sure exactly. We don't get we get a video here. So
the broader issue of the way our bail system operates, it is obviously an area where significant reform needs to be made, significant change needs to be made, and that is why I'm announcing today that former DPP Paul Coughlin has been engaged by the Victorian government to provide urgent advice on the entirety of our bail system. Nothing will be off the table, nothing will be off limits. This will be a full examination with the provision of urgent advice, which will be provided to the government by the 3rd of April for legislative change, for reform, for the sort of reform that has to be made to keep Victorians safe, and the sort of change that we owe these victims.
there we go. So this is what they've done, in my opinion, is they wanted to push some type of bail reform so then they can change the bail conditions and whatnot. And they used an event like this to do so. So they're pulling at the heartstrings of people and making them think that a tragic event like this actually occurred. So then they can turn around during their procedures and get the public's vote for whatever they're going to try and push based on this event happening. Because like I said, this person that committed the offense was supposed to already be out on bail as it was, and now they have some type of bail reform.
And their family. We owe them
here we go,
hard work.
Pulling at the heartstrings of people. All right, and this is what I do not agree with. All right, I do not agree with this bullshit that they're doing right now. All right, something like this happens, and then they want to go and change laws and whatnot to suit their own agenda. All right, eventually it will turn into a new world order based on what they're doing. This is mainstream media collaborating with government, collaborating with police. All right, and it seems that the masses are going to fall victim. They're going to be sheeple and eat this up like all the little porridge and whatnot that they should. Porridge eating bears. This is what it seems that this is all what it's all about. And another odd thing that I wanted to point out too is see if I can get it here anyway. We'll just go into Google and we'll do a I can't spell Rampage. Sorry about this, guys. Melbourne Rampage, and if we see here, if I can get some pictures up. News, The Australian, the news 3 days ago. I just want to get pictures up from news. So just give me a second and I'll try and find the exact one that I was looking at before. ABC News, Margaret Buren, Patricia Rocker. That's not the one though. Just gonna have to keep on going until I find the one that I found previously. Andrew Kabaduris. No, that's not the one. Flinders Street, Tony Go. Just looking at the names of the photographers, the people that got these pictures. Because there was one odd one that stood out. So if I could just stop screen sharing for a second and I'll go into my history and I will find it and then I'll come back. So just give me a second. I'll go into my history. Got to scroll back a day. I was looking into this like yesterday or the day before, so just give me a minute or two. Here we go. Just got to find out. I think it's that. If it's correct. Yep, there we go. So I found it. I'm going to come to the chat again and see. All right, I'm going to start screen sharing again. I think I got to check my Google Hangouts for a second, my Gmail. Just give me a second. I'm going to check my Gmail, see if anybody sent me any messages or anything. Please don't pass the link on to anybody in the chat. All right, the actual link to my Hangout, like maybe to the YouTube chat itself. I wouldn't really care about that, but please don't post it. The actual Hangout link to anybody. I don't like, if I don't give it to them, then I don't really want them on my chat anyway. Those people aren't really the type of people that I want to associate with. So yeah, there's no use in posting them the link anyway. All right, if I can go to now screen share and we will move on. Here we go, present to everyone. We'll see a bit of Inception again, so many A4s. And here we go. Here it is here. We see the new daily report. I don't know what this is. The new daily, some media company. We see here the driver of the car drove through dozens of pedestrians. Police say it was deliberate. Photo, ABC, Grant Sission. So I want to go search Grant Sission up. We do a Grant Sission, Melbourne suspect. And then this is what already, like just searching Grant Sission up. This is what made it very odd to me, because once scrolling down, we see Research Strategy and Partnerships Office Staff Contacts, UNSC, and we see P. Sission / Turnbull. So this name here is very odd as well. We've got the photographer with the last name Sission. Then when you search this guy up, you end up with Sission Turnbull. And we all know Turnbull's a fucking lion poofter. So is this person related to Turnbull, Malcolm Turnbull, in any type of way? Be a way that they're collaborating, they're using their family members in these events and whatnot, and that's one of the ways that they're able to keep it under wraps in a ways, because all these people would be related in some way, or family members, family through marriage or whatnot. I'm just putting an assumption out there, a theory that might be the case, that, you know, this Sission ABC reporter might be related to this P. Sission Turnbull. Turnbull might be related to Malcolm Turnbull in some way, married into the family or whatnot, and this is how they're pushing their bullshit on us. So it's very suspicious indeed. I think I'm screen sharing. Yeah, I'm screen sharing. Sweet. So we'll go back to PK's video. We'll skip it forward a bit. I've already seen most of this. Sort of already went over most of it already anyway. So we see this odd car with the dash cam. You see the person act a little bit weird by hopping out of his car in the first place, leaving his pregnant wife in the car. We see the horse and carriage that seems to be set up in the appropriate location so then nobody else can go through this intersection. We see that there's cars over this side that are also stationed there to make sure nobody can get through this intersection. We see the police cars come up this way. We see the guy in blue. He seems to be coordinating what's going on until it heads into Swanston Street. So we'll skip forward and we'll try and get some different angle. So say here, this is a different angle.
It's here, and you'll see a blue band clearer, okay? look at this guy carrying on. Won't concentrate much on the car. Let's worry about Druggy over here. Really carrying on. This is right at the start we saw where the van went through. So that what we saw there was a little bit more at the start. So we got a little bit of extra. So we did a few donuts before what we saw before. Notice how he just sits in the middle waiting. This guy's still carrying on. Next time around, he'll start tooting his horn, and you'll see better his hands pointing to the two heroes. Come on, get out of the street. I'm going to drive straight past you while you hit me with a stupid baseball bat. Where's the tooting? It's hard to see, it was better before, but he's actually looking at him and waving his hands. Come on, guys, run to me. There they are. And notice when they run past, you'll see, like I said, this guy in the red, he's part of the game. You'll see the guy throw his baseball bat.
Yeah, you see that there's a guy here, but also if I can find the same footage that I was watching yesterday, I think it's right here, maybe. If you watched this, is he already pointed out?
Down that way, down that way.
Oh, no, this is the blue guy that he points out. But if I can find it, I was watching footage yesterday that showed somebody on this side of the road, when this goes into like this, you see somebody start crossing the road. I think he's dressed in red maybe, and he looks to be holding a clipboard. So he's over here somewhere. He's just about to cross the road because the event goes into here. So he heads over this way, runs sort of across the road, but he looks to be holding a clipboard, and he's over here. I'd have to find the footage again. I went over heaps of videos yesterday. So if I can go into my history. Oh, we got my video. Oh, we see too, this is his apparent YouTube page. So when we go into his YouTube page, it's very odd. So this is apparently the guy's YouTube page. Here is his name, Demetrius Gargasolis. We see here that he's got death box burnouts. So 9 years ago, this was uploaded by him. The description of his channel is something about that's trust me, you'll laugh. And if you say it in a weird way, trust me, Allah. That's just a weird thing that I've noticed. Trust me, Allah. If you use, instead of saying you'll, you say Allah. Trust me, Allah. I'm not too sure if that's like a pun. You know what I mean? If that's some type of a joke that they're doing there. Trust me, Allah. And if you see the related channels, we've got the Alex Jones fraudulent shit. You've got the same guy, this Anaconda Malt Liquor, seems to be exposing this guy. And it's very odd. Go to the channels he's subscribed to. And, yeah, he's got some very odd subscriptions, as it is. Rihanna. I'll go back to his about again then. He's got 24,000 views, so people have come onto all his videos lately and started to up his view count and whatnot. Got his weird playlist here, sick mate. There was one video that I noticed, and because doing research outside of the box, it was something. Where was it? Let me go into my history again. If I go down here. He starts to watch this guy, this Daniel Ricknutzer. I don't know if that's any type of connection. It's this one here that I wanted to talk about. This, our friend Jimmy. Jimmy lives in Melbourne now anyways. This him chucking a shit in front of tourists. All right, so if I was to look outside of the box and try this, Demetrius Jimmy Garg Solus. That's how you spelled it. where was it? There was a connection here. Yeah, there we go. See, Demetrius Jimmy Gargasolis has been charged with murders of 5 people after he allegedly drove his car into crowds of the. So his nickname was Jimmy. Then when we looked through his videos and whatnot, when I looked through his videos, I found this person, this Coopopedian. So we go to his channels. We see, oh, well, he was subscribed to it. This Coopopedians. Wait, I think it's liked videos maybe. Maybe it was liked videos. My top videos. Yeah, Coopopedians. So we see here that he's watching this guy. So if I went to this video here, this Sinbad. Where's the Sinbad video? We go to this Sinbad video. We see he's commented on this. That's the funniest shit I've seen in fucking ages, Sinbad, you sick cunt. So I'm not too sure if these guys know each other and whatnot, but they seem to be what looks to be clowns. You see the Coopopedi originals. If you watch it looks like they're just clowns of some sort. They dress up as clowns and it seems like they're actors of some sort. That's what it looks like to me. There's some type of actor crowd that they do some dumb shit. They try to be the next Jackass crew and whatnot. It's a little odd to me. That's what I've found anyway, that it was a little odd in the first place. Like when you looked into this guy's YouTube page, very odd activity. Trust me, Allah, seemed very odd. So we'll get off that anyway at the moment. That's just some oddities that I noticed while looking into him. What else was I going to say about this guy? Oh, yeah, I was going to try and find that video. So let me go down. This video, I've got it on private at the moment, but it was just footage of that event, of the part where he entered Swanson Street. I thought that it was Burke Street, but Mr. Rupert Cow informed me that it wasn't Burke Street, that this is Swanson Street. So I corrected myself and put it on private at the moment, and that's why I was going to do this live stream today. So if I go back, I think I went too far. Yep, I went too far. So it would have been after this, Melbourne Craziness, PK Truth, after the attacks. I think it was this one, actually. This video here. So if I watch this video, seems to be talking to the person over here, constantly trying to aim his conversation to not this guy. Look up. What I think they've done is they've staged this in a way where they've put this character. They've put that character that you see walking around acting like a hard person, like acting all macho and whatnot. They've put him there. So then it looks to everybody that's around that aren't involved in this, that this guy is arguing with this guy, when actually this guy is communicating with the guy in blue that's the director. I'd just like to point out, no care in the world when he walked across the road. It's very odd. No care in the world. If somebody's doing donuts like that and they're like pretty erratic, he's hanging out of his car, he's acting pretty erratic, and I was to try and cross the road, I'd be very cautious in doing so, because I don't know if the guy is going to try and fucking hit me or whatnot, or if he's going to lose control and you wipe me out. So I wouldn't just be walking across the road and not paying attention. I wouldn't turn my back to the car at any point. I wouldn't even have my side. I would walk with my front facing the car at all times. I would have walked with my back facing this way at that point and whatnot, but he doesn't. This guy just seems no care in the world, just walks across. I think it's this video. Yeah, this is where he goes into the street. So hopefully the camera pans left a bit. You see that guy ushering them into the area. The guy in blue. Oh, no, that's not the video then that I watched. Unless it's further on where they might replay the same part over again. Sorry about this, guys. Just want to find that part where I seen the guy with the clipboard. No, that looks to be the aftermath, so I'm going to go back in my history. Go back up. Oh, it might be this one. So I remember something about the starter. It only being 3 minutes into the video, if I'm correct.
We also have other people who are presenting as a result of witnessing the incidents.
About 3 minutes in, I remember.
Are in the process of treating those people. And they may wish to make some further comment on that in a moment. Amongst the people that are critically injured, one of those is
There's blood on the footpath. There's people standing around in shock, people holding their hands to the mouth. I must have seen 10 or 12 bodies.
Oh, wait, this one might be the one, yeah, 155.
They weren't moving. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, the cars have gone across the road now. Hopefully it keeps on playing.
People still working on it. There's a couple of them.
Oh, yeah, this guy in the red, I think it might be. Yeah, if you see here, this guy. He's got what looks to be a clipboard.
Some of them you can see blood on the footpath.
See, and then he's got paperwork of some sort in his hand. It seems very odd indeed that, he's so intrigued in the event and he's taking off and he's got this piece of paper. Maybe this is the script that they're following. Maybe this is if I've watched other videos where they've shown on events like Columbine and whatnot, the SWAT team are being analyzed at the time. They've got a guy there with a clipboard that's doing writing things down about how the event is going, some type of an analyzer of some sort. I'm not too sure of the correct word for that right now, but this guy is very odd that he's holding a bit of paper and whatnot during this event. Just like to point that out. There we go. That's another one. I'm going to go back to the chat, see if anybody has said anything. Yeah, and that's another thing, is they've brought a baseball bat into the heart of the CBD in Melbourne, and nobody found that suspicious. Nobody plays baseball in Australia. It's not a sport that we're known for, even participating in. Cricket's a sport that we participate in, the rugby, so football. But if you're European, then you think I might have said soccer then. So we also do soccer, but we're talking about, say, rugby, where you use a different type of ball and it's where you chuck the ball around to each other and whatnot. We do rugby league and rugby union. Cricket is a good one. We do a little bit of golf, but we're not known for things like basketball or baseball. They're American sports, hockey and things like that. It's very odd that there was a baseball bat in that part in that whole event in the first place. Like, if somebody was carrying around a baseball bat in the middle of the city, then somebody would have called the police on that person and said they're carrying a weapon, because a baseball bat in the city, there's not really any parks and whatnot that you'd be able to sit there and have a proper game of baseball at in the first place in the heart of the city like that. So I don't see it as some type of recreation that was occurring. I see it as that, like, just like what happened. The person was going to use that to try and injure somebody. Very suspicious. I'm not too sure how long we've gone for. About an hour, I think. Yeah, there we go. So I think I've touched on a few different things now. Might give it a break for now and might start it back up after I've uploaded this one and see how that goes. So thanks everybody for watching. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it right now and see how that goes.